Max, send a message, man. We're coming after you. We're going to come find you guys and get this thing rolling as soon as possible.
We're going to kick you in the teeth, all right? And when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you.
Yeah, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the I Don't Give a Football podcast. I am one half of your beautiful hosting squad. I am Jonathan Risk, a.k.a. Habibi, and I am here with the great and powerful MG Geek. MG, how are you doing today, sir?
I am hanging in there. I am looking good.
You are looking good.
I wanted to say that the first 2 weeks of the season, football season, might be on crack, but we can talk about it. There's a lot of weird things that are happening already.
You could definitely say that. This is, I definitely don't even know where to start. Thankfully, we have notes put together to keep us on track because, like you said, so much is going on. I'm fucking angry. I don't know about you. I assume you're in a better mood than you were a week ago. I'm in a worse mood. So let's get right into it with some news and notes, the hard-hitting things, the things that you care about, MG, the on-air broadcasters for the 2025 Netflix Day Christmas game. I said that wrong. Netflix Christmas Day game have been announced. MG, did you see this, and do you give a fuck at all?
I don't care. So far, I don't care. I mean, I'm sure it's Iron Eagle is doing one of them, and the other Eagle is doing another.
The other Eagle is doing another.
Yeah, and maybe one other one. And I'm guessing Kay Adams is the host and studio host again, something like that.
So here it is, MG, the news that you've been waiting for. So live from the nation's capital, the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Commanders with, like you said, Iron Eagle on the play-by-play with Nate Burleson on game analysis. And then, and Matt Ryan is up in the booth. And that's at the 1 o'clock game, right? And then you got your game that you should care about. The Vikings, the Lions, Noah Eagle, Drew Brees.
Oh, dear.
And that's it. So
that sounds excruciating. It really does. I don't know about Drew Brees as a color commentator.
I don't think I can't say that I've actually ever witnessed Drew Brees do commentary. Do we know if he's good?
No, I don't think he is. I think he's just very vanilla. He's more vanilla than Tom Brady.
Well, I guess we'll all be watching. But that is your on-air broadcasters for the Netflix game.
What about the nightcap? Oh, no, the nightcap's on Amazon. Yeah. Okay.
So that's Kirk Street, which I love Kirk.
Right.
Kirk is
Do you like him?
I
don't. If I had to rank them, still Troy and Joe Buck, I think, are the best. And Tony Romo and Nance, okay. I'm not a fan of Tom Brady's comment. He's good at telling you what's going on, but it's a little dry for me. I don't know.
I get it. Moving on to other news, G. So something's going down in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if you noticed this, but according to the AP, and I'll get this up here on the screen if that pop-up goes away. There it is. Tom Brady to play in Saudi flag football tournament along current and former NFL stars. So if you scroll down into the story, you learn that on March 21st at Kingdom Arena, there will be Saquon Barkley, CeeDee Lamb, Christian McCaffrey, who will probably get injured like Nate Diaz, or Edwin Diaz, sorry, wrong Diaz. Max Crosby, I swear to God, Max Crosby gets injured in the Riyadh flag football game, I'm gonna fucking punch somebody. Rob Gronkowski, among others. Pete Carroll, Sean Payton, and Kyle Shanahan will be the coaches.
Oh my God. Talk about an off-season payday. Jesus.
So my question, what the fuck? And I know this isn't listed there. Those coaches are fine. Pete Carroll, sure. I want Dan Campbell leading the charge in Saudi Arabia. I don't know about you, MG.
That would be scary. That actually would be quite funny. I don't know how he would act over there.
Exactly why I want it. And I want to live stream. We need to partner up with iShow Speed, and we need a 24/7 stream. Dan Campbell in Saudi Arabia becoming a coach for a flag football team. I need that. I need that. I need that.
You know what? For you, any players that is on your team or my team that go over there and play and get injured, it's going to be an issue. Just like I know a lot of people that cover the NFL were not happy when they said that during the Olympics the players had the option to play in the flag football game there too.
I'm all for that though. That's different. That you're playing for your country. This you're playing for fun.
I know there's some people that host shows here in Detroit that would not be all for that at all. So they're like, play for your team. You're being paid lots of money to pay. Don't get injured doing other things. But it's selfish. But
I mean, look, this is that Edwin Diaz situation, right? Fucking playing for his country, celebrating. He didn't even get hurt playing. He was celebrating a win and tore up his leg and was out a whole season for the Mets. And Mets could have used him. So seeing Max Crosby on the list is quite terrifying as a Raiders fan, I will say.
You can't even pass rush really in you can, but it's different in flag
but he'll
football.
be in coverage. Max Crosby was in fucking coverage last night, which we'll get into, but he'll be in fucking coverage.
I know all about that too. Okay. So you want to do the next one? The next story?
I mean, Joe Burrow's he's on my fantasy team, but goddamn, I think this is the Matt Man Fantasy League. What is this? Our fourth year doing it? Third year doing it? Third or fourth year doing it of the Matt Men Fantasy League. My starting quarterback, Joe Burrow, hurt. But, Habibi always prepared. Habibi drafts a backup. So there's a quarterback on my bench. I'm prepared. I'm willing to start that man. And while Joe Burrow gets ready, who's that man, you ask? Oh, Justin Fields, concussion protocol. God fucking And somehow I slammed something, and now I got audio coming out of three places.
Joe Burrow, the offensive line for Cincinnati is not good. And this is part of the problem. This is a second year in a row. Or 2 out of 3 years in a row now, or he's gotten some major injury. Didn't 2 seasons ago, he was out most of the season. So I don't know, man. It's bad for the Bengals. It's bad for that organization. And I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Burrow tries to get out of his contract after this year if this keeps up, because they were supposed to be good. And he's the only good thing they have. He's the one that keeps them in games. And I don't know. I don't know what else you do there. Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson might get traded at trade deadline at this point.
I don't even see that happening. I don't understand. I'm right there with you. And I don't know how Joe Burrow continues to play for this team. Like you said, without asking for a trade.
That front office makes some wacky decisions. There's no way Trey Hendrickson, that deal should have went as long as it did. And their offensive line is not the best, and they continue to get him hurt. Who's the backup? I forget now. I don't know why I forgot, but
Browning,
yeah. He played good, but is he going to hold up? Are we going to hit a third quarterback this year for them? That's a question mark.
They can make a phone call across the state
to the 347 quarterbacks that Cleveland Browns has.
Yeah, they could put in a phone call over there. So I got to find a quarterback. The Bengals got to find a quarterback. MG, I don't know much about this because I've been working all day. So J.J. McCarthy's getting benched?
So just a scenario that was brought up here on Detroit Sports Radio. He's supposedly injured. He has an ankle sprain, and they're having him. He's going to be out for 2 to 4 weeks, I think was the timeline. But there was no report that he had any evaluations done. Just, he's injured. So everybody's saying, hey, he looked bad. He looked horrible. Justin Jefferson looked absolutely frustrated with him on the sideline. And there's just a speculation that maybe this is more of protecting him, hey, we're not going to say he's benched to hurt his ego, but if we sit him down and even if it's a mild ankle sprain where he could play, they're keeping him out. Maybe it's just to kind of keep him in the game long term, and they don't lose his confidence. I don't know. It's something to look at, something to look forward to, because Minnesota looked god awful the other night.
Yeah, they definitely did. That's an interesting take. I didn't even realize the ankle injury. Yeah. I do have a take for later in the show about JJ McCarthy, so I'll save it for there. But moving on to other news, Tom Brady did not violate any rules last night by being in the Raiders coach's booth. And this is a non-story. And I don't understand what everyone's talking about. And yeah.
As long as the league as long as the league knows exactly what he's doing and they're giving him feedback saying, no, Tom, you can't do that.
What's the difference between that and Carly Ursay wearing a coaching headset on the sideline?
She doesn't call games. She doesn't get insight on other teams. That's the only thing, dude. What
insight are you really getting?
It's hard to say.
At the end of the day, you still have to go out there and make the plays. You still have to go out there twice a year and try to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. You got to go out there still twice a year and try to beat Sean Payton and the Broncos. You got to go out there twice a year and still beat Justin Herbert and Harbaugh. What are we talking about? We're in the hardest division.
I just told you what I thought. I don't know. It's like, to me, like I said, as long as there's communication and, hey, I'm doing this. Is that okay? Yes, Tom, it's okay. Then it's okay. As long as the league clears him of anything, then there's nothing. You're right. It's a non-story at that point.
And at the end of the day, hey, I'm sorry. Maybe this is owed. Okay. The Raiders are the whole reason the dynasty for the Patriots happened. The dynasty for the Patriots was great for who? The NFL, business, money. So maybe the check is finally getting written to celebrate us, one of the most historic franchises in the league, with a little bit of a good fortune, if you will. All right, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a thank you, Raiders, for helping us elevate Tom Brady and a superstar and get all these eyes and attention on the sport. Thank you, Raiders, for playing against the Kansas City Chiefs on Christmas while Taylor Swift is in the booth and creating an awesome meme of her and Mrs. Mahomes sad on Christmas because Aiden O'Connell went into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs on Christmas. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's all this is. Is they're like, you know what? Let's help the Raiders. You know? Because the NFL, one thing that is true, MG, and it will always be true, is the NFL is more fun when the Raiders are winning. And that's why during the offseason, every single player, coach, location, schedule, every big story, the Raiders are tied to it some way or another. Why? Because when the silver and black shield is on the screen, much like the Cowboys, eyes are going to it. And the NFL is a way more fun league when the Raiders are one of the top players in that league. And that's my hill, and I'm dying on it.
Okay, you done? Did you get it all out? Is it all out?
Nah, because now we got to go on to the next segment, which is my segment, and we're going to talk about the goddamn Raiders some more, MG. So
well, that's fine. That's fine. We can talk about the games, okay? Let's talk about the game.
So I don't even want to go into week one because the fact of the matter is we're 1-1. So if I sit here and I spend even 2 minutes talking about a win after we had a loss on primetime in our home stadium with my mama and daddy in the stands, you out of your damn mind, MG. All right, so we're skipping that. Okay, here's the recap. Here's the footnotes. Here's the too long didn't read, the TLDR. Okay, the Raiders went into Foxborough, put a whooping. everyone in New England said, we don't need Christian Gonzalez. The Raiders ain't got no weapons. Okay, Trey Tucker, deep touchdown. Brock Bowers, ate it up. Jacoby Myers, ate it up. Michael Mayer, ate it up. Geno Smith, ate it up. Ashton Jeanty, got a tutty, whatever. Okay, and then we stomped the Patriots, who may or may not even be good because it's week 2, and now they're 1-1 with Mike Vrabel jogging down the sidelines. So, MG, let's get into week 2. It was not a good Monday for the Raiders, okay? It was not at all. I want to pull up a stat right here. Geno Smith, career high, 3 interceptions, 24 of 43, 180 yards, 37.0 passer rating. The worst of his career, MG, since 2014. He had a 35.7 while he started for the New York fucking Jets. The worst Geno's been since then. 10 passes at least 10 yards down the field. He was 0 for 12 and had 3 interceptions. Geno Smith played like I played Madden, and I'm not good at Madden. Okay? That's just the bottom line. MG, we talked about this. We talked about this the last time we came on these microphones. I told you before the draft, do not draft Ashton Jeanty at number 5. That is way too goddamn high.
I said that, but okay.
I was on board with it. It don't matter, MG. My point still stands. You don't draft Ashton Jeanty at number 5 in that deep of a running back class. Now, the draft was crazy. No one saw Shador dropping to number 4. Okay, if Antonio Pierce was still the coach, the Raiders probably would have drafted him at 5. Okay, but they weren't. I just did not want Ashton Jeanty. I thought you could get the same production out of Cam Scatterbill, the same production out of a Kyle Monangai, the same production out of a litany of other running backs that were available in the draft. No, what did we do? We went and drafted somebody 5th overall, MG. Ashton Jeanty, the number 5th overall draft pick. You know the production I get from the number 5th overall draft pick? Where do you think he ranks on yards per average? Where do you think he ranks? You top 5 draft pick, number 5 draft pick, first running back taken into 2025 NFL draft. Everyone thought he got robbed from the Heisman from Travis Hunter. So you got to think he's productive. You got to think he's productive. You got to think he's up there, top 5, top 10 in average rushing yards. Right. Wrong. 60 fucking 6. 6'6". That is more than double the amount of starting running backs in this fucking league because there's 32 teams. 32 plus 32, quick math, 64. So that's 2 worse than double. 2.7 yards average. It's pitiful.
Okay.
Cam Scatterbill is doing that. Kyle Monangai is doing that. I could give you 6 undrafted free agent running backs. Look, you want to go? Tyrone Tracy is Tyrone Tracy is actually better than him. Kareem Hunt has more yards per average. Najee Harris, and he only had 1 carry in week 1. Ramondre Stevenson, he's not even liked. Breece Hall, he has no ACL. Jahmyr Gibbs, his pocket's too heavy. I could keep going. Blake Corum from the Rams is number 3. Isaiah Davis, you don't even know what team he plays for. I'll tell you, the Jets. The second ETN brother is higher, and we don't even know his name. So I say all this to say I'm not happy with the production from week 2. I'm not happy with the production from week 1. And Pete Carroll's response for fixing this is we're going to get him more carries. Get him out the fucking game, coach. I witnessed with my own eyes him blow 3 blocking assignments in pass protection, him go the wrong direction on a handoff twice. If you're not ready for the big leagues, get the fuck out. You're not playing Fresno State anymore.
Amen.
You're not. You're in the big leagues. Monday Night Football. Go the right way on the fucking handoff.
Can I try to talk you off the ledge a little bit?
No, because I didn't want to begin with.
So, can I just say, I saw this with my Lions a few years ago when they went 1-6.
That's great. 1-6 is what I want to hear, MG.
No, but I'm just saying, I understand that, but it looked like the timing was off. I watched a good chunk of the game last night, and it just looked like their timing was a little off. Ashton Jeanty, he's going to need bigger blockers in front of him. I don't know what you do with him. Do you spread him out more? Do you move him out of the slot? I don't know. And you're right for the most part, but I just felt like with those two big tight ends, that's your and Geno Smith. That's where your offense should be running through. Is those tight ends, because the Mayer and what's his face? I don't know why I always forget his name. Blanking on
Brock
this.
Bowers.
Bowers, sorry. Yeah, with those two, that's the strength of that offense. A lot of the because they start hitting those, it's going to open up Jeanty and get him outside and get him in better places for himself. Right now, you guys are. I noticed you were playing too much between the tackles, and we'll see. But I just think they need to work out the kinks a little bit.
One of the issues there, and we'll move on to your lines because I don't have much to say, is Brock Bowers is obviously way more injured than the team is saying, and he shouldn't have been out there last night. That was a case of your injury hurting the team. I don't care if you're the best tight end.
Mayer looked more active, that was for sure.
Mayer is more active. Now we're playing with 10 men on the field because Brock's not in there blocking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think Brock, I would have been happy with Michael Mayer heavy, Isaiah Thomas in there every now and again, and we'll get ready with Brock next week. Now we got to try to get Brock healthy on a short week, and we're going to the Commanders, another game my dad will be in the attendance for. So if they lose this one, then he's bad luck and he should be banned. But they're
banning your own dad. Okay.
Yeah, we don't even know if Jaden Daniels is going to play. Anyways,
MJ, you want to go into the Lions?
Tell me about your Detroit Lions.
Okay, this was a tale of 2 weeks. Let me tell you. So, first week, I pretty much vomited all over myself in this entire game. They looked absolutely not prepared to play in all aspects of the game. And all the questions we had off season was, are they going to be good at the line with Frank Ragnow retiring? Were we going to be able to bounce back? Was the offensive and defensive coordinators changing something to do with it? The not going and getting an extra pass edge rusher toward the end there when it looked like they were going to need another one, only starting with 3 on the roster, on the 53-man roster. Just what were they doing? And every one of those questions got answered. No, you didn't do enough on any of that. And Green Bay just laid it to us. Now, getting Micah Parsons the week before had something to do with that because they were fantastic. They really were. And that Green Bay secondary is going to be not secondary. The pass rush is going to be something. The whole defense is going to be something to look out for the entire league. And so it just was awful. And we went into how it was going to be, how terrible it was going to be. And then this week, the question was, Ben Johnson's coming back home. Is he gonna bring it to us with all these trick plays? Not so much. 52-21. There was absolutely nothing wrong really with this entire game. Everybody looked like it was a get-right game. This was chicken soup for the soul. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Get the bad taste out of your mouth. And the only thing I will say is I don't think Chicago's going to be very good this year. So, they're another team that's going to be on the up and up, and they're going to have to fix, like I said, with your Raiders. But they're in no man's land. It's going to take them longer. But Goff throwing for 334 yards and five touchdown passes. So, and then 3 touchdowns for Amon St. Brown. They were insane. So I know you said on your fantasy team, I had 2 quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts and Jared Goff. I started Jalen Hurts and I lost my game because I didn't. 30-point swing. Just devastating. But yeah, they looked fantastic, and they look like they got a lot of things worked out. Brian Branch is a beast. I have something to say about him later.
Okay.
But he's going to be in. I think he's going to be in the running for defensive player of the year, because he is something special. Isaac Tesla. I don't know if you saw that highlight.
I did not.
Highlight?
No.
Okay, so Isaac Tesla has had one catch in each of the first 2 games. Using the total of 2 hands, one on each play. This one was a fantastic fade on the 2-yard line, and he caught it. It's very, and if you get a chance to see it, it's all over. It was all over this week as far as that goes. So another one-handed catch with him, and the biggest question I have is, will that pass rush hold up throughout the season? Because Aiden was great, but Davenport on the other side, who was injury prone since he's been a Lion, was limping and is already questionable for next week. So we'll see how that goes. So that's kind of where I am with my Lions. I didn't have a lot of bad things to say. Like I said, that first week was it was night and day from what they did the second week. Now, my team, hold on to your butts. I'm a Samuel L. Jackson line.
Okay.
Monday night, it's going to be a acid test game. We go into Baltimore and we give them a run and pull out a win. Then I can kind of say, okay, they kind of fixed it. But that's going to be a tough game. I don't think right now, I would say we probably aren't going to win, but I would love to see what they're going to do. We'll get to see them against a real team again and see if they improve from the Green Bay disaster. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And on that note, MG, let's get into figuring out who will win or lose. This is one of our favorite parts here. Normally, we have a beautiful graphic, but you see our interns quit from last time and have not shown up to work yet. So we're going to go with actionnetwork.com because they list all the odds for everybody. We'll go with the best odds. Actually, MG, I'm just going to read off the FanDuel odds because that's the one I use. And if you follow along with me, so quick plug, at Official Risk on Instagram, I have one of those Instagram channels called Habibi Bets. And every Saturday and Sunday morning, I put down my best bets of the week. I put some parlays down. So if you want to follow along, I use FanDuel to build out all my stuff. You could come and join along. That's on my Instagram at Official Risk. But MG, let's get into it with our Thursday night football. The Miami Dolphins are visiting the Buffalo Bills, and it is an 11.5 point spread. The Bills are favorite. MG, what say you?
The Bills.
Okay, I will go with the Bills as well to cover that spread. I imagine them winning by 14 points. On to Sunday. You got the Packers and the Browns. FanDuel has this at 8.5.
Oh God, Jesus! I think the pack cover easy.
Packers cover easy. I'm gonna go ahead and give that one as well. Next, we have the Texans and the Jaguars. FanDuel basically has this as a pick'em. 1.5 going to Jacksonville Jaguars as the favorite. This is in Jacksonville.
Oh, I'll take Jacksonville then for sure.
You think Jacksonville at home?
They'll cover, yeah.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna take Houston on this. I think Houston wins this game and therefore covers the spread. So I would take Houston money line on this. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Minnesota Vikings. Might be a battle of the backups. This might be a Carson Wentz and a Jake Browning bowl. So MG, who do you have at the Vikings being 3-point favorites?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with the Bengals here for some odd reason that makes no sense to me. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go Bengals too. I'm gonna go Bengals too, and I'll tell you why. I see Carson Wentz doing something weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of my own prediction. Next, we have the Atlanta Falcons at the Carolina Panthers. Panthers are a home dog, while the Falcons are favored at 5.5 points. MG, what say you?
I'm gonna do the Falcons.
Okay, Falcons 5.5. All right, Panthers. You know what? I'm gonna go Panthers on this.
There you go. Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Though I believe Bryce Young skips arm day. Shout out my girl. That's her line. But though that I think is true, I have been watching the Panthers the last 2 weeks, MG, as you know. The first week they got blown out, but there was an hour and a half rain delay. Shit like that makes things a little bit weird. This past week, they were getting blown out 23-6 and ended up making it a very competitive game in the fourth quarter and only lost by a touchdown. The Falcons have not looked super impressive, so I think the Panthers will dodge the winless thing that might be looming over them all season and get a win and cover this at 5.5. I think they either win or lose by a field goal at the end. And I think Panthers either like barely win any games or like lose at heartbreaking ways all season. And I could imagine that happening.
Fair enough.
So that's my take on that. This is a good one, MG. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the New England Patriots. Both teams are 1-1. Steelers coming off a loss at home, and the Patriots coming off of a victory at home. I believe.
What's the number? What's the line?
It is basically a pick 'em. The Steelers are favored at 1.5.
And I'm going to go with them too. I'm going to go with the Steelers as a bounce back.
Okay.
Even though Aaron Rodgers is, who knows what we're going to get throughout the season with him, but I'll go with that.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Patriots, and I'm just going to do simple math that I think right now the Raiders and the Steelers, are probably an evenly matched team. The Raiders beat the Patriots, but it was a close game, and I think the Patriots will be able to, basically fix their corrections from week one or fix their mistakes from week one and pull out a victory against a team of the same caliber as the Raiders this time. So there we go on that. Next, we go to the Los Angeles Rams versus the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are a home favorite at 3.5.
And I think I'll go with the Eagles to cover.
Go with the Eagles. I'm going to go with the Eagles too. West Coast team going the East Coast, and it's a 1 p.m. game, so it's 10 a.m. for the Rams, so I'm going to say the Eagles there. On to the next game, and this is a big one. You got the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Washington Commanders. Currently, the Commanders are favored at 3.5 points.
And Jaden Daniels isn't playing, right?
It's uncertain right now. I think he's listed as doubtful.
Okay.
Let me see. Jaden Daniels, let's get his status. I'll get injury. He's day-to-day with a knee sprain.
I'm going to go with your Raiders on this because I don't think him not healthy. We'll have to see, but I think I'm going to take the Raiders here.
Okay, you got him not healthy, plus you got...
And I think Pete Carroll will get some things fixed for you.
Yeah, one hopes so. The Commanders are they're already kind of getting bit with the injury bug.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to see. You know what the Commanders are going to be? They're going to be like the Texans the year before with the CJ Stroud. They might have a little what is that? Sophomore slump thing?
Yeah. So I'll take the Raiders covering 3.5. Yeah, no, I'll take the Raiders cover 3.5. I'll take that. Take that. Next, we have the New York Jets at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. FanDuel has Buccaneers favorited by 6.5 points.
And I think that's correct. I'll go with the Bucs.
Okay, we're agreeing a lot here. I'm going to also go with the Bucs, 2-0, and the Jets don't look like a competent football team. Shout out to Karma. And then, which we'll talk about. And then we are moving on to AFC South battle. The Indianapolis Colts versus the Tennessee Titans. 3.5-point home dogs. The Titans are. MG, what say you?
I am going to go with the home dog. I'm going to go with the Titans on this.
Okay. I was gonna go with them too, but I don't want to keep picking everything. So I'm gonna go with the Colts. You know, I think the Colts run has to end eventually, and I do think there's a chance it happens this week. But just for this purposes, I'll take the.
You're taking one for the team, and it'll probably backfire on me anyway. So okay,
I'll take the Colts at 3.5, covering the spread. Next, we go to Seattle, where the New Orleans Saints are visiting and are dogs by 7 points. The Seahawks are favored by 7.
Seahawks.
Okay, I'm also going Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, we have another AFC West battle. The Broncos versus the Chargers in LA, and the Chargers are favored at 2.5 points.
This is a big game for you, and I am going to take the Chargers, formerly of San Diego, which they still should be there, but they're not. But I'll take them.
This is a tough one.
I've told you. I mean, I have I have LA winning that division, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. It's tough. Okay, go ahead.
I don't even know what helps me out more at this point.
Well, obviously, Denver would help you, but then you have to make sure you beat Denver.
Yeah, because right now we're in third place behind the Chiefs and the Broncos. I'm going to say Denver wins just because they're coming off a short week, the Chargers are. I know it's not the craziest travel. It's not going east to west. It's going like a 45-minute flight. But still, you know, short week. They were pretty injured. No Khalil Mack, right? He broke his arm, it looks like. You know, I mean, the offense is still rocking and rolling. I think the offense is pretty healthy, but you still got to be able to stop Bo Nix. And with both your corners injured, Khalil Mack injured, I don't know if that linebacker number 0, who had a hell of a game yesterday, can do that every week. So I'll go with the Broncos on there.
Okay.
MG, moving on to another Sunday, 4:00 game, 4:25. You have the Dallas Cowboys visiting the Chicago Bears, and the Bears are a 1.5-point favorites at home.
Oh my God, I so want to pick against Dallas, but it's hard to after what I saw. Oh my God, I'll take Dallas.
You take Dallas covering the spread?
Yeah. Yes.
I will follow your lead, and I will also take Dallas covering the spread.
Oh, as much as I want Chicago to win, they got work to do. I'll leave it there.
You want them to win? That's weird.
Dallas?
I thought you meant
I despise Dallas.
Okay. We'll move on next to the Cardinals at 49ers. 49ers are a 1.5-point dog. MG, what say you?
I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I kind of like how they're looking this year.
Okay. I'm going to go with the 49ers. I think Mac Jones keeps the train rolling up there in the Bay Area. Now we move on to 4:25, MG. The Chiefs at the Giants.
Oh.
The Giants are 5.5-point dogs at home. What say you? Do the Chiefs go 0-3?
Yeah, I want. So here's the thing: is Mahomes and that offense has been shaky, and with you have crazy enough, you have that defense for the Giants is elite. Is elite. They just don't have any offense, and they're a little sketchy. I think it's gonna. So what'd you say the number was again? 6.5.
5.5.
5.5. I'm actually gonna. I mean, I can't believe I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take the Giants. I'm gonna take the G-men. The G-men.
You're taking the Giants.
Oh yes.
Was not expecting you to do that, MG.
If that happens, you realize that then that means the Chiefs will have lost 4 in a row, and it's never happened. And I don't think it's ever happened in Patrick Mahomes' whole football career, going back to Pop Warner.
Well, technically, you're just picking the Giants to cover the spread.
Right, yeah. Interesting. I'm just basing it on their defense. I could be totally wrong, and this could be a get-right spot for Kansas City, too.
Yeah, it's funny because we normally don't share the same thought process, but we're aligned perfectly on this scenario. And I don't know if it's my Chiefs bias and also my closeness to the city, but also Dable is not good.
No, he's not good.
My
own selfish, me being selfish, the Giants do lose this. They end up firing Dable, and at the trade deadline, Thibodeau becomes available, and we pick him up. But
not if Vegas gets him first.
There we go.
I don't know. I'm a go. I just can't for some reason. I can't change what my brain is telling me, and I think the Giants at least cover the spread at minimum.
Okay.
I'm at the same place with you. I think the best way to get
once you start working through it in your brain, you go, oh.
Yeah, the easiest way to get to the Chiefs is by having a solid defense, which the Giants have. So like now you're just asking Russell Wilson to be average.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that overtime game was thrilling. So yeah. All right, MG, our last game. Sunday night. Or no, Monday night. Excuse me. You have your Detroit Lions, the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are favored by 5.5 points.
I'm already bruised by Derrick Henry. Jesus. So this is a doubles number 2, right? 5.5?
5.5.
Oh dear. I got to go with my Lions. I think this will be closer than the number says. But yeah, a lot of it's going to be as if that offensive line can hold up against their defense, and we should be able to score. So if that happens, unlike the last time we were at the Ravens, we got absolutely whitewashed, worse than what we did against Green Bay this year. So we will see. We made Lamar look like Joe Montana, or actually like Steve Young that day. So we will see, but I'm going to take the Lions.
Okay. This is another hard one. I'm going
to... I'm waiting.
I'm going to take the Lions to cover the spread.
Oh, I thought you were going to go the other way, but okay. All right.
No, I see this as a field goal game. Yeah. I just see this as a field goal game. And I mean, we've talked about this before. You pretty much get 3 points, 2.5, depending on what book you're looking at for home field advantage. So with this being 5.5, you can easily say that the books are really saying this is a 3-point game.
Or even a 1-point game. Well,
yeah,
that's last minute drive down. Whoever's got the ball last. Get to the 35 of the other team and boom.
Yeah. So that's where I got. MJ, your responsibility is to go through this clip and get all of our spreads so we can track them.
Thanks. All right, I will.
Well, I'm editing the damn show, so you can watch it.
I can do work. That's fine.
Now, our last segment. Normally, this segment is a mix of a bunch of things. Today, I wanted to do something called What's Your Hot Take? You know, just a little something where, you got a few. I got a couple, even though I have one written here. So I'll go first. So what's my hot takes, you might ask, MG?
Sure.
Very simple one. The person the brainchild that made the decision to move on from a 27-year-old quarterback that brought you to the playoffs with an amazingly successful season, to move on from that individual for an untested, injured rookie who barely played in college, that person who made that decision needs to be mentally and medically evaluated because they're not in good health. At the end of the day, what I'm going to say is very simple, MG. And it's just a statement of fact based on the evidence in front of me. Okay? We're taking this to court. Okay? And I would like to make the judgment as the judge of said court that J.J. McCarthy is just Trey Lance with a national trophy.
Not wrong.
And that is my hot take, MG.
Hey, I'm with you on this. JJ McCarthy played a different offense in college. It was more run based, and there was some play action in there. He wasn't asked to run the show like he is here, and he's got probably the best receiver in the league on the other end, and he's going to struggle getting him the ball. If that's the case, this ain't going to last long. I already said what I said at the beginning about, was he benched or is he actually injured? So you be the judge. Watch over the next couple weeks and see what happens.
And another hot take I have, MG. I know this one's not even a hot take. I just wanted to take us back in time, MG. I don't know. Do you remember back in time? Well, let's go back in time. We'll go back into a time during the offseason. You had an offensive coordinator that wasn't in the building because he was interviewing at other places. You had a defensive coordinator that was also not in the building because he was interviewing other places. The Raiders, my team, we didn't have a coach. A bunch of other teams didn't have a coach. The Bears didn't have a coach. This was before Duval had a coach. And nobody had a coach, MG. We're going back in time.
Okay.
And there was this moment on Twitter where rumblings started happening about your offense coordinator coming to my pride and joy Las Vegas Raiders because Tom Brady made a phone call. We all remember that happening, right?
Yeah. That was during the playoffs. Yep.
And I went on to Twitter at the time, but it might have been X at that point already. But I went on social media and I made the comment that I don't understand why everyone wants Ben Johnson. It's not really proven anything. He's not really had any success being a head coach. He's just been a really good play caller. And all that told me in my head was, because I had very recently dealt with it, was, I know that story. That's the story of Josh McDaniels. That's what that is. I know that story. My mom's a Jets fan. That's the story of Adam Gase. And then you do your research, and who is the mentor of Ben Johnson? But that would be one Adam Gase. So then you start doing the research, and I, as a Raiders fan, said, I don't want this man. So I very simply and matter-of-factly went on to social media and said, the Raiders need to go get Pete Carroll for one reason, and it's simple. The man has proven 3 separate times that he can do what the Raiders organization has been hiring 8 different head coaches attempting to do. And that is rebuild a culture that was shit. This is what I said.
Okay.
And Bears fans took those comments, because I said the whole thing with Ben Johnson, as me reading the tea leaves that Ben Johnson was going to Chicago and that I was, just trying to make excuses for losing the offseason by not acquiring Ben Johnson as head coach for my football team. And there was many of tweets, check the scoreboard, check back later, all of this. So and I have all those tweets saved, and I plan to respond to all of y'all at some point. But I figured this episode would be a really good one. Yeah, my team might have just lost prime time on my coach's birthday. But we ain't lose by 50. We ain't lose by
They only
much.
Lost by like 32, I think.
Okay, well,
whatever.
regardless, my point still stands, and my take is simple, MJ, and I'll say it for everybody, and I'll say it real loud, MG. Ben Johnson is nothing but the next coming of Adam Gase, and Josh McDaniels.
Fair enough. So I'm going to piggyback
And the
on
fact,
that.
real quick, and the fact that he stayed in the division is all the karma he needs. And also, Aaron Glenn, we'll all admit that Aaron Rodgers is a unique flavor. Not everyone enjoys the taste, but you could have told him you didn't want him back over Zoom. And for what you did, I hope you suck too.
Okay, then. Master Flex Night.
There we go.
All right, so I'm going to piggyback on you a little bit. I have a couple of them. The first one, Caleb Williams will be benched by week 5. I don't bench, so
By Tyson Bagent?
For Tyson Bagent.
Fun fact about Tyson Bagent?
Real quick, yes.
My parents live in the town where he went to college, and
oh, nice.
That whole area of West Virginia is basically where my brother grew up, because he obviously grew up in West Virginia and not Jersey because my parents moved. But yeah, so he's like a folk hero over there. I have some other comments to say, but I'm not going to say them on a mic because I don't want to get sued.
Okay, then. Yeah. If you look, so I had someone break down the all 22, and Caleb Williams, the scheme is working. The scheme is there. People are getting schemed open. He's just missing people. And I don't think if Tyson Bagent does better in that offense, he'll be in there sooner than later. So that's the take right now, and that's going to be a big deal. The other one, the other hot take I have, Kansas City Chiefs will miss the playoffs.
I like that one.
They look, I figured you would. They look beaten. I don't know. They all might just I'll get reservations for the Swift wedding now and just call it a wash, because they just look, maybe they'll rebound, but I just don't think they're going to make the playoffs. And then this is the year. So this is a controversial topic that was in the off season because people wanted this thing banned. But this is the year someone gets really hurt from the tush push. Did you see that game the other night? How bad the refs called it. They weren't lined up. They were moving, and the refs still let it play.
Well, did you see what the refs said?
No, I didn't. I was frustrated with it.
There was I think it was Dean Blandino. It was the ref on the broadcast. It wasn't like the on-field ref. Right. It was the official expert, the formal ref. And he said that the play should be banned. And he said it shouldn't be banned because like it's unfair. You can't stop it. It should be banned because you can't officiate it. There's no way to physically see the ball cross the plane. If there's a fumble, there's no way to see that. If there's any penalties going on in the middle of it, there's no way to see that. It's just you can't officiate the play, and in that regards, it should be banned.
And there's only one quarterback that can successfully pull this off for whatever reason. Not that should matter. If you're talented enough to do anything, that's fine. But I just feel like the way they're all putting their heads down, their necks into the ground, someone's going to put a knee to the back of the neck and severely injure something. It looks dangerous, and I just think this is the year that something's going to happen, and then it most likely would be banned. And I have one last one, and this is from last night's game. Based on what I saw last night in that first Monday night game, Baker Mayfield is a top 3 quarterback in the league as of right now. He looked really good when they needed him in that fourth quarter. I was like, you just knew. I was like, oh my God, they might lose. And nope, he's just going to go down calmly and 4th and 10. I'm just going to scramble 12 yards and pick up the first down and take them down, and we're going to win the game. So he's clutch in many ways. I don't know how you feel about him, but he gets kind of left behind because of where he plays. But he's right up there, and I would put him ahead of Mahomes right now.
Yeah, I'm a Baker guy. I've always been a fan of Baker. I don't like that he beat the Raiders after getting to the Rams in 2 days, but I do like everything else about Baker, and he's not in the AFC, so I can root for him. Although, I actually can't root for him. Never mind, I take that back. I'll get yelled at.
Oh, yeah.
No, can't root for him, but I will admire from afar. But yeah, MG.
We will see. Yeah.
On that note, that is it for our first episode back. We will be back every season, every week, every day, every minute. No, we'll be back weekly. MG and I will hammer out exactly if we're coming back every Tuesday, possibly Wednesday with editing this, or if we do it another day to get closer to games. But we shall see. But until then, that is MG Geek, the birthday boy. Happy birthday, MG. Belated. It was like last week. I'm Jonathan Risk. And hopefully next week we might be crying or we might both be happy. But we shall see. But we're both 1-1.
Yes, indeed.
So we're both 1-1. So no one is miserable yet. We will see y'all next time. Yeah. Peace.